If you don't already know it yet, back in the early 1980s, psychologist Jan Prochaska studied hundreds of people trying to quit smoking. But the people who succeeded in quitting smoking weren't just forcing themselves to change a habit. They were the ones who were reshaping their identity. That shift in identity made all the difference. And this concept goes beyond smoking. Later research discovered the same principle in fitness, dieting, learning, financial habits, and overall happiness. The evidence keeps pointing to the same truth. Real change happens when you stop just changing actions and start changing who you believe you are. But in order to know elaborately about identity shift, you have to know why behavior change fails. Okay, let's be honest for a second. Every January, about 40% of Americans make New Year resolutions. But by the second Friday of January, most people have already given up. Why does that happen? Because most of us were taught that change is all about actions and results. If you want to get fit, join a gym. Want to read more? Buy a stack of books. Want to stop procrastinating? Download a productivity app. But here's the deeper truth. Every time you try to force change by using these external ways, you're fighting against one of the strongest internal forces in your life, your identity. That's why the identity shift is so important. But first, we need to elaborately know what identity shift actually is. In 2018, psychologist and author Benjamin Hardy wrote about a powerful idea, and it's been backed up by modern neuroscience. The truth is simple but life-changing. Your actions usually follow the way you see yourself, not the other way around. Most people believe if I repeat something enough times, I'll eventually become that kind of person. But research suggested a better approach is first decide who you are, then let your actions support that identity. There's a story that explains this perfectly. Back in the early 1960s, a young boxer named Cassius Clay, later known as Muhammad Ali, was training to become a heavyweight champion. He was talented, but at that point, nobody saw him as exceptional yet. Then he started doing something people thought was ridiculous. He began calling himself the greatest, not after winning championships. Before that happened, he said it everywhere, to everyone. Years later, Muhammad Ali explained that he truly believed it. He was building an identity first and then forcing his actions to match it. He didn't become great and then start believing in himself. He believed he was great first and his behavior rose to meet that belief. And here's the part most people never hear about. When your identity changes, your brain actually starts changing too. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself over time. But now you may ask me, how can I shift my identity? Firstly, start collecting proof for the new identity. Author James Clear explained it perfectly in Atomic Habits. Every small action is a vote for the kind of person you believe you are. You don't need to completely change your life overnight. You just need enough small actions to build evidence. Start exercising for only 10 minutes. That's a vote for a physical fit person. To become a writer, first write one page every day. It's a vote. To become a businessman, start reading only business-related books and start networking with your selected business-related people. It's a vote. Little by little, your brain starts believing the story because now there's proof behind it. Every appearance strengthens the message. You're campaigning for a new version of yourself. Secondly, change your environment so it supports the new you because you're not a machine with unlimited willpower. Psychologist Wendy Wood at the University of Southern California found that a huge part of our daily behavior comes from habits triggered by our surroundings. So if your new identity is, I'm a reader, remove distractions. For example, put your mobile phone away from the reading place and put a bunch of books on your table. If your identity is, I'm a healthy person, stop filling your dining table with food that works against that identity and fill it with healthy food instead. And just as important, find people who reinforce that identity. Try to avoid people who no longer match your new identity. Say your new identity to someone you trust, so that later he or she can make you accountable if you digress from your new identity. So I hope you already knew how important our identity is and how you can get our desired result through shifting our identity. So take a step toward a better identity now and go toward your dream life. And don't forget to watch the other important video about identity shift next on the screen.